Hello everyone and welcome to another What's for Dinner on WW. In this video, I'm going to be showing you what we had for dinner on WW this week, as well as giving you my points for all of these meals. But be sure to check down in the description box below the video to find the ingredients, instructions, and links to my recipe builder so you can see what the points are for you as well. This week we tried out a new recipe, which was fun, and also had a couple of our old favorites. But again, all the info for all of these will be down in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. But let's jump in and see what we had for dinner this week. First up is CrockPot bean and turkey sausage soup. I really like this one because it's so easy to just throw together, toss everything in your crockpot, set it and forget it. Plus this one is a really low point for how filling it is. This one starts out with adding your beans to your crock pot. I'm just using a dry bean lentil mix that I went ahead and boiled for 10 minutes before I added those in there. Then I'm going to add in some chopped carrots and chopped onions and some chopped turkey polska kielbasa. Next up, I'm going to add in some water, some chicken broth, minced garlic, paprika, rosemary, thyme, and a little bit of freshly cracked black pepper. You could also add some salt if you wanted to, but I just add mine to my individual servings. Then you're going to just stir all of that together really well. Add in some bay leaves. Set this to high, put the lid on it, and cook it for 4 to 5 hours or until those beans are softened. At that point, I'm going to remove the bay leaves, and then I'm going to give this a good stir, and that is all there is to it. So here is dinner tonight. I'm having a serving of that soup, which is a cup, and for me it is just 2 points. Now if you make this without the kielbasa in it, it would be 0 points for me. Even with 2 points is still pretty low. Plus this stuff, as I said initially, is very, very filling, so I really like it. Plus it just tastes really good. And now that we're kind of getting into fall and cooler weather, or I should say we're getting into fall and kind of cooler weather, it's a nice one to make this time of year. Along with that, we're having some of these mock cheddar bay biscuits. I have a video of these on my channel already. I'll link that up above and down below if you haven't seen it. Now I did make them just a little bit different in that video. I've made a couple changes to them since, which have lowered the points a point a piece now with those changes, but I've got those changes indicated in that video. So 3 points a piece for those for me. I'm gonna have one, which is gonna make my dinner total for tonight 5 points. Next up are turkey lasagna rolls. These are kind of a little bit different way to do lasagna. They're fun to make, they're fun to eat, and I love the fact that my son really likes them too. I think because of the roll shape that they're in, he thinks they're fun, and that means he likes to eat them. So definitely like these lasagna rolls. This starts with a large pan, and to that you're going to add half a pound of lean ground turkey, and then you're going to add in some chopped red onion, red bell pepper, and green bell pepper. Now typically I would only use one of those bell peppers, but I had a little bit of extra I wanted to use up. So now I'm going to add in some freshly ground black pepper, and then I'm gonna just cook all of that together until that turkey is browned and those veggies are softened. And while that's cooking, I've got a large pot here with some water and bringing it to a boil, and I'm gonna add in my lasagna sheets, and I'm gonna cook those according to the instructions on the package. And then over here in a medium-sized bowl, I'm gonna add in some part skim ricotta, and then that's some frozen spinach that I let defrost and then I squeezed it dry. A little bit of Parmesan and an egg, and then finally a little bit of nutmeg. And I'm gonna just mix all of that together really well until it's all incorporated. Once my noodles are cooked, I go ahead and drain them, and then I lay them out on a piece of parchment paper so they can kind of continue to dry a little bit while I'm working on the sauce. Back over at my meat mixture, I'm going to add in this jar of marinara sauce. Now, typically I use my homemade marinara, but I'm all out of that, so I'm using this time. And this is a pretty low point one if you are looking for a low point jarred sauce. and it's low enough to where it doesn't affect the points using it. So I also went ahead, shook up about a 1/3 cup of water in that jar just to get the rest of the sauce out and to also add a little bit more liquid to this. So now I'm gonna just stir it all together, and then I'm gonna let it simmer for a few minutes, about 10 or so, while I work on my lasagna noodles. For the noodles, I'm gonna add 1/6 of that spinach ricotta mixture, and I'm gonna just kind of spread it down the noodle, leaving a little space on the end so that when I roll it, it doesn't squeeze out the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll all of these up, and then once I've got them all rolled up, I'm gonna take a 9 by 9 inch pan, and I'm gonna put half of the sauce in the bottom of that, and then I'm gonna lay my rolls in the sauce. Then I'm gonna top with the remaining sauce. I'm gonna cover it with some foil, and I'm gonna bake at 375 for about 30 minutes. Then I'm going to uncover and top with some part skim mozzarella, and I'm gonna bake again for a few minutes or until that cheese is nice and melted like this. And here's dinner. I've got a serving of that lasagna, which is 1 roll and a little bit of the sauce. And for me, that is 6 points. And then we're also having another one of those mock cheddar bay biscuits. That's 3 points. And then a side salad. And on that, I'm just gonna be having a little bit of this zesty Italian fat-free dressing. And that's 0 points if you only use a tablespoon. So that's all I'm gonna be using of that. So 0 points for the salad, 3 for the biscuit, and 6 for the lasagna roll. That is going to make my dinner total for tonight 9 points. And lastly, we tried out a new recipe this week, and that is for chicken stuffing bake. Now I got this recipe from a online recipe book that one of my sweet viewers sent me. This is the first thing that I have tried in that recipe book, and we really enjoyed it. This starts with getting your stuffing going. So I've got a pot here. I'm going to add in some water, and I'm gonna let that come to a boil. I'm basically just making this stuffing right here, and I'm making it per the instructions on the back minus the butter. So I'm just making it with the water. Over here in a large bowl, I'm adding in some almond milk in a can of reduced fat cream and mushroom soup. Then I'm gonna just whisk the two of those together really well until they're totally incorporated like that. And then I'm gonna add in some chopped boneless, skinless chicken breasts and some defrosted broccoli florets. And then I'm gonna add in some cheese. And I'm just using the cheese that I always am using, this Kroger reduced fat Mexican blend. And then I'm gonna just mix all of those together really well. Like that. Then back over at my pan here, my water's boiling, so I'm gonna add in my stuffing mix. And then I'm going to just stir that in. And again, you're not gonna add any butter or anything like that. You're just mixing your stuffing mix into your boiling water. So I'm gonna mix that all up really well. I'm gonna put the lid on it and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Back over here, I've got a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish that I'm gonna spray with some cooking spray. And then I'm just gonna pour in my chicken and broccoli mixture, spread that out in there evenly on the bottom of the pan. And then once my stuffing mix has sat for 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and evenly distribute that to the top the best that I can. And then I'm gonna bake at 350 for about 30 minutes uncovered until it looks like this. All right, I let that cool just a few minutes, but I've got a serving of it here. And a serving is 1/8 of the total. And for me, that is 5 points. I'll try to zoom in a little closer so you can see it without it fogging up my camera. That smells really, really good. So along with that, we're just having side salad. That's just a spring mix. Got a little bit of avocado, some carrots, red onion, and then a serving of this Bolthouse Farms avocado green goddess. This stuff is 2 points for 2 tablespoons. That's about what I've got on there. So 2 points for the dressing and 0 for the rest of the salad because avocados are 0 for me. And nothing else on there carries points other than the dressing. So 2-point salad, 5-point casserole here, which is gonna make dinner total for tonight 7 points. And I will try and get my hubby to give this a try. Let us know what he thinks. You ready?
Ready.
Ready? Rocky's ready.
So,
Say hi, Rocky.
I'll taste it. I'll taste it.
Okay.
We going for it?
Go, 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 go.
Smells like Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay, I have to say, he does not like stuffing, right? Is that a fair?
Yeah, I don't like stuffing.
He does not, no, I love it. So I definitely want to try this. I don't know that he's gonna be the biggest fan because
Looks
of
good.
that, but I think it smells really good. And I'm sure I will love it because I love stuffing. There goes my dishwasher. Good. Take another bite. Actually, I'm going to take a bite where you're taking a bite because I want to see what I think of it. Or why you're talking.
Yeah, that's really good.
You like it?
Oh yeah, I'd have that again for sure.
Oh, really?
Because I like that kind of chicken dish. Mm-hmm. You know, and the stuffing. I only got an actual, what I would say, a stuffing flavor, kind of like at the end of that last bite. Mm-hmm. Because the breading just adds kind of a volume and texture.
Yeah.
The stuffing, that whatever that stuffing flavor is, I don't really.
You don't care for the seasoning and stuffing?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's really good. It's got a really
That's
good
awesome.
flavor. It's creamy.
Yeah.
The cheese with the soup and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Creamy.
Spatchcock.
Spatchcock dog. Does anybody else's dog do the spatchcock? Rocky's a huge spatchcocker.
Like a chicken.
Like a chicken on the grill, yeah. Or the spit, whatever. Anyway, back to this.
Oh, sorry.
This, I think, is really, really good. I knew I would like that just based on the ingredients, and it did not disappoint. So,
Yeah, well seasoned.
yeah, it's just got a really good flavor. Everything kind of combined together. I mean, chicken, cheese, broccoli, that's just a good combo anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Add stuffing on top, which I love. Definitely a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner again.
Again.
Right. Well, big thanks to Debbie for sending me that online cookbook. This is the first thing I've tried out of it. I will definitely be trying others, but yeah, definitely a winner. And again, that is 5 points for us. And that was everything we had for dinner this week on WW. I hope maybe this gave you guys some ideas. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.